He was incredible. Absolutely incredible. That might have been one of the games of the entire year. Would have won the game of the week this past week down there in Buffalo. It's back and forth all day. The Bills got one final stop. And you know what? Yeah, they kind of are a one-man Josh Allen show. But you know what? It gets them almost every year too. The AFC Championship game.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't make any moves at the trade deadline. I thought for sure they were going to trade for a wide receiver.
Well, again, I think they tried. I think that they wanted to go big game hunting and try to find a number one. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Howie Roseman a call for A.J. Brown and they hung up the phone. We know they were aggressive in trying to get Jalen Waddle. I would agree with you. I mean, Khalid Shakir, who's been probably their most reliable receiver, had one catch for -3 yards. Dalton Kincaid missed the game. And yet, James Cook had a receiving touchdown, but really, Tampa Bay could not stop Josh Allen was the story of the game.
You are 100% right. What do you have, 6 touchdowns?
At least 5. He had at least 2 or 3 rushing and 2 or 3 through the air.
Yeah, and I said it a couple weeks ago, and I'll say it again. The Buffalo Bills window isn't closing. It is closed.
So you still believe that even after they go in and beat Tampa?
Yes. I still firmly believe that.
So you're saying this year they have no shot to make, I won't even say Super Bowl. They have no shot to make the AFC Championship game.
No.
So in a hypothetical scenario, if Buffalo were to go to Indy first round, you would pick the Colts.
That is correct.
See, again, I think in the playoffs, it's all about the quarterback, and I'll just close my eyes and I'll take Josh Allen over Daniel Jones, and I'll live with it.
It's because of Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor's having a career year, and Indy could absolutely run the ball down Buffalo's throat. Sean Tucker had an incredible game. But the Bills do this. I mean, they've done this almost every year besides last year, where it's like, you know, they have some games like the game against the Dolphins, but then they have the games against the Chiefs where they play really well and they look like one of the best teams in football, and they match up against anybody in football on any given basis.
They are so inconsistent, though. Like, how do you go from beating the Kansas City Chiefs to losing against the Miami Dolphins?
To putting up 45 against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. They are extremely inconsistent. They got gashed by Bijan Robinson down in Atlanta on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago. I think if the Carolina Panthers hadn't split carries and just stuck with Rico Dowdle, they would have run it right down Buffalo's throat.
That game got out of hand, and that's the key for Buffalo. They have to get the lead. Their offense has to start fast, and they have to force teams into passing situations. When they get the lead, that's when they're hard to beat. When they're behind, that's when you can start teeing off on Josh Allen because you don't have to worry about him or James Cook running the football.
So if you remember, I said that the Panthers game would be a trap for the Bills because they were playing the Kansas City Chiefs the following week. I believe there's another trap game for the Buffalo Bills because in week 17, who do the Bills host? Oh, I don't know. Your Philadelphia Eagles. Who do they play in week 16? Oh, they have to go face their Lake Erie brothers, the lowly Cleveland Browns. You don't think the Browns defense can cause problems for the Buffalo Bills?
I think by that time the Browns may not have a football team left.
I'm going to say it right now, and I said this in my other video. I think the Browns are going to beat the Bills in that game.
You know what? I don't think it's the craziest thing you've ever said. Okay. Speaking of the Browns, since you brought him up, let's talk about it. The guy finally got into the game. I almost texted you, and I think I was about to hit send, and then he came in the game, and I think I just forgot. Honestly.
Hey, his house got robbed.
Listen, so it was bad. There's no denying it, but I will say this. Josh, for the first time, I think in about 2 years, when number 12 stepped out on the football field on Sunday, I thought of you and I thought of every Browns fan in America because for the first time in a couple years, I thought you guys actually had some hope because he may have gone 4 of 16, but by God, those four balls at least had some zip on them, unlike the other quarterback that's back there who can't see over his offensive line.
And it sounds like he's going to be starting on Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you at this game on Sunday or no?
No, I am not going to any more games this season due to personal
that's
reasons.
right. You said so. My apologies. So you heard on the television broadcast, Andrew Cataline, Jason McCourty, and Charles Davis. They were all begging the Browns, can you please throw the football outside of third down? Why are they going run up the middle, 2-yard crossing route, punt? That was their entire offense, the entire bleeping game. And it makes me believe personally that either A, Kevin Stefanski has been told, you're safe, tank, or B, he's the worst offensive coach in the history of football because they have no identity on offense whatsoever. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
Yeah, and well, Kevin Stefanski isn't even the one calling the plays. It's Tommy Rees.
But it hasn't gotten better. I would argue it's gotten worse because the Browns got basically 2 touchdowns on a gift. 10 points, I'm sorry. One of them was on the muff punt on the windy day. Baltimore just muffed the punt. And the other was a pick 6 by Lamar Jackson, who not even arguably did play the worst game of his career. And by the time Shedeur Sanders came in the second half, you knew there's no chance in hell the Browns are winning this game because they can't move the ball 5 yards.
Yeah. And from what I've heard, the offensive line said they hadn't heard Shedeur's cadence at all.
Because he hasn't gotten one single snap with the first team the whole year, which, by the way, is not unusual. What is unusual, which they talked about on the broadcast, was the Browns are doing periods with just rookies after practice because they have so many of them that can't play. They want to get them like 10 snaps. Whoopty freaking do. I do think this is a good opportunity for Shedeur. He's going up against a bad defense. And the Browns defense has been bad on the road, but come on, they should shut down the Raiders. The crazy thing here is, do you know the Raiders are favored by 3? I know they're at home, but the Browns were favored by 3 against the Jets. I mean, shouldn't the Browns then be favored?
The Browns have lost 5 straight against the Raiders. They haven't beaten the Raiders since 2014.
Folks, I don't advocate gambling very much on this show. I respect everybody's wishes. If you want to toss your money away, put something down on this game. I have no idea who in their right mind would decide to bet this game because I have no idea how this game is going to go. In my mind, the Browns should run the football down the Raiders' throat, use play action, get Shedeur easy passes, and they should kill him.
Honestly, this feels like it could be a 16-9 type of game.
Feels like it could be a 6-3 game. Who are we kidding? I mean, Max Crosby, the Browns have the worst offensive line in football, and the Raiders probably have the second worst. If Max Crosby can come in and kill the game, so can Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's having a career year, and you know what? I'll be honest. I don't give a single shit because it hasn't meant shit.
No, it hasn't. And you know what? I've been saying the Browns should trade Myles Garrett, but guess what? I'm changing my tune, and here's why. He made his bed. He has to lie in it.
It's exactly what I said last week. And to be honest with you, as good as Harold fan it is, you could have made an argument the guy they could have traded was Njoku.
Yeah. And yet all they did was trade Joe Trinen or something.
For a 6th-round pick. They're stacking picks. And by the way, as much as I like this Mendoza kid out of Indiana, he's going to come here and get killed.
Yep.
Or Ty Simpson, who I don't think is ready for the NFL at all.
No.
I'll just put that out there right now. And that's the problem. The Browns have 2 first-round picks, And that Jacksonville pick all of a sudden, with the Chiefs losing, it's actually bad for the Browns because now the door's open for Jacksonville to make the playoffs.
Yeah, which I do think the Jaguars are going to make the playoffs.
Okay, so I know that's a little bit off topic, but let me ask you then: if Jacksonville makes it, who are you taking out?
So you got the Patriots coming out of the AFC East. You got Broncos, Chiefs, or Broncos and Chargers at least. And then from the AFC North, sorry, Pittsburgh, but you're not making it. It's going to be Baltimore. You could put Buffalo in there.
Oh, I think Buffalo's 100% making it, and I think Kansas City's 100% making it. So if Jacksonville's going to make it, to me, the team you're taking out is the Chargers. Indy. So if Jacksonville's making it, to me, the team you're taking out is the Chargers. Because I think their offensive line issues may be too much. They may fall apart.
That's the problem. Is I don't know if I can trust the Chargers.
So, I mean, that's fair, but the bottom line here is everybody that wants to automatically come out and say, see, I told you, this is the reason why Shedeur won in the 5th round. He wasn't ready. Did you see by the time he dropped back, he was running backwards? And yes, it was a terrible look, but it's because he has no receivers open. The scheme is terrible and he had no chance to succeed. You could have put prime Tom Brady back there, the New England Tom Brady back there on Sunday. I guarantee you Brady would have gotten killed because they have no receivers. They have no scheme. And yeah, sure, does Dylan Gabriel get the ball out quicker than Shedeur Sanders? Maybe. But you know what? I'll tell you something else. Shedeur Sanders made a nice spin where he ran out to the left and threw a ball to the back of the end zone that gave the Browns a chance to tie the game at the end of the game. Dylan Gabriel would have never done that. Dylan Gabriel would have given you a 2-yard check down and punted the damn ball.
Yeah. I'm very much so on the verge of giving up on Dylan Gabriel, and I was hyping him up before the season.
So I'm going to throw this wild scenario out there, okay? My brother was in town last weekend from Colorado. We were watching football together, and I threw this scenario out there. Josh, I know you're going to think I'm crazy. Let's say, for just the sake of argument, Kevin Stefanski next year is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, but Andrew Berry is not the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. What I would do if I'm the Browns, and I hate to say it because you know how much I like Shedeur, I think they probably would move off both Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, and I would sign Mac Jones to a 1-year deal to be my starter. And I would see if Kevin Stefanski could resurrect Mac Jones the way that Kevin O'Connell helped resurrect Sam Darnold, the way that Daniel Jones has now been resurrected. I would try my hand at Mac Jones because I think that's the only way this team is going to win games.
It very well maybe. I don't know what to make of this team, honestly.
Number one, the first thing you have to do, I'm being serious on this. I know he did not play this past weekend, but I think whether it's in the top 5, whatever pick you use, I don't think I'd use it on a quarterback. I think I would take Cardell Tate. I think I would go get the best receiver to me in college off the board. Give yourself a number 1 receiver. I would go in free agency. I would sign some low-budget receivers. I would spend some money on offensive linemen the way the Bears did this past offseason. I'd get 2 new tackles. I'd get a new center. And I would completely redo the receiving core and go get Mac Jones, my quarterback, and see if that solves the issue. Because, and by the way, the other guy I'd look to move off of is Denzel Ward. Because as good as he is, he's had some injury history. He's a little bit older now. You have other good corners in the room. I don't think you necessarily need Denzel Ward at this point. Because to me, you got to fix the offense. Because it's the only way this team's going to win games.
Yeah. The offense is absolutely garbage.
You can make a case. You can move off Njoku because you also have 2 running backs that you really like in Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins.
That I agree with. I think we could move off Jerry Jeudy, honestly.
Well, yeah, but the question is who's going to want Jeudy?
That part is true, yeah.
I would like Jeudy if you told me he's your number 2 or your number 3. not your number one, which ones that you have to go get a number one receiver for this offense because you're not paying the quarterback anything. You're not really paying Deshaun Watson. It's more so, backloaded cap. If you cut him, he's not really effective on your salary cap because he hasn't played in 3 years.
Good God. If he ends up playing this season, I don't know.